Toronto City Hall. You can see the top of it or not. I have to point the camera up. Pretty futuristic, huh? Built in 1967, I think it was. Have you ever in your life, either of you, seen anything that might have been a UFO?
Can't say for sure. I have seen lights in the sky.
Right.
That cannot be explained.
Right? Like,
They don't look like stars. They don't look like aircraft. But besides that, I'm not certain that they could be categorized as something.
that's the problem. Most people see these things, they're not really sure. Did it do the thing, what you saw, or things that you saw, did they sort of like behave in an odd manner, making 90-degree quick turns and things like that, or super fast, or anything that might have, made you think it was different than a conventional aircraft?
It definitely was different than normal light source, I would say. But again, kind of trying to ignore these things.
Yeah.
Because you think it can't be true. So
You just,
can
yeah,
presume that you are mistaken.
A lot of people think that. And yourself, ma'am?
I don't think I just experience much something like that, but yeah, I agree with it.
You agree with him? Okay. And now, do you have either of you had anybody close to you, like friends or family members, that have said they might have seen something that might have been a UFO?
Nothing like that.
Nobody close to you, no? Okay. The last question is, the statistics, polling statistics show that about 1 in 10 people have seen something they think might have been a UFO, and about 40% of people have a family member or friend, someone close to them, that has said they might have seen a UFO. Given those numbers, would you say that the mainstream media, like the television and newspaper, are they doing enough to actually look into the issue, or are they just kind of not doing their job on that part of it?
Well, I would say part of the media is on facts, right? Because there are diverse kind of people in the world, right? Some people kind of pretend, or some people
I think we know the answer already. Have you yourself ever seen something that may have been a UFO that you thought might have been a UFO? Nothing. Anybody close to you ever everybody told you that they might have seen something that was UFO? Nobody close to you. Okay, now the statistics are that about 1 in 10 people says they have seen something that might have been a UFO, and about 40% of people say they have a close family member or friend who reports that they might have seen a UFO. Given those numbers, do you think the mainstream media is doing enough to address the issues and look into it and report to us what's going on?
Yeah.
Do you think they're doing enough? Yeah. Okay, thank you for your time. Anything that you thought it might have been a UFO? You have, okay, great. I'm going to ask you to quickly relate the story if you can, just what it was and what it looked like.
Just two of us out walking late at night, and there was this feeling of static in our hair, and we looked up, and if you held a light bulb at arm's distance, so that's about the size, I'm not sure how far up it was,
Right.
but it was kind of like a frosted light bulb looking thing.
Okay, cool.
And it just started getting smaller and smaller, and I said, hey, if this thing just disappears, this is something unexplainable.
And it wasn't traveling like a satellite, like what satellites look like, right? Yeah.
That's for sure,
Yeah.
I've been looking for this stuff since I was 10. So,
And how long ago was the sighting, would you say?
this is my friend, at least 12 years.
Good 12 years ago, and this was in Ontario?
This was right down in the Sunnybrook Park, down back there. Like, it's the darkest area
Yep.
in Toronto.
Yep.
And it was totally, could not explain it, no sound, and it just disappeared to a point and was gone.
Nice.
Straight
And
up.
did you report the sighting into any official agencies?
Might have gone through the
MUFON?
people,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure if I heard back or not.
Probably not. Second question is, has anybody close to you ever reported, besides yourself?
Well, that person beside me saw the same thing.
Yeah, certainly. Okay.
But then I can see how easily people could be fooled.
Right.
When I was a kid, I saw this Piper Cub go over, and then off in the distance, it got over the farmer's field, and the heat waves from
shimmering.
the field. And I called everybody, hey, come on, look at this. And they all swear till today that there was...
Really? So it was a Piper Cub?
I know for sure it was right over there.
Yeah. Okay. It is difficult. It's so much easier when you see something that does something totally unconventional. Like I've seen oscillating triangles do this, like farther like farther than the highest jets fly. But that's just me. So I guess you would say that yes, you have people close to you have seen UFOs as well.
Yes, actually, there was a family, I think, further back in the 30s or 40s.
Okay.
My uncle and my grandfather saw something.
All right. Nice. And I think I know the answer to this, but the final question is: given that 1 out of 10 people says they have seen a UFO, 40% of people have a close family member or friend who says they've seen a UFO. Given those numbers, do you think the mainstream media is doing their job in looking into the UFO issue?
I'm sure they are, but probably not allowed to, or just not willing to.
Yeah.
bring it up.
Maybe. So you're saying maybe that they're being suppressed a little bit. Have you ever in your life, seen something you thought might have been a UFO?
Yes.
You have, okay.
Yes.
Could you just briefly tell us give us an account of what you saw?
It was when I was very young, outside, and it was late at night, and it was just essentially what looked like flashing lights, but they were very abrupt. They weren't moving very linearly,
Right.
and that's kind of
So zigzagging and stuff like that. So I guess that one of the questions is, what was it about what you saw that made you think it wasn't a conventional aircraft? And so it would be the zigzagging,
the lights were also
irregular,
flashing like an airplane does at the regular.
and it was close enough that I guess you would have heard sound if it was a helicopter or something.
No, it was way far off.
Wait, so okay. So I guess there's still some doubt about it. Yeah. Second question is, I guess we're in third question now, but the second question normally is, has anybody close to you ever reported or told you that they might have seen a UFO? Nobody close to you. And the third question is, given what you know about the UFO phenomenon, I can tell you that 1 out of 10 people says they've seen one. 40% of people report that they have a family member or a friend who says they've seen one. Given those statistics, do you think the mainstream media is doing enough to really look into the issue and address the questions?
I think the mainstream media is doing enough. I don't know if there's enough being done by people in general. So I don't think it's the right channel for the mainstream media to be looking at it, because people will interpret what's said as UFO.
Never seen anything in your life that you thought might have been a UFO?
That's correct.
Okay. Anybody close to you ever report, or not report, but told
No
you they might have?
no one.
No one? And knowing what you know about the UFO phenomenon, you say the mainstream media is doing enough to look into the question?
Yes.
You do, okay. Are you aware that 1 out of 10 people says they've seen one, and 40% of people have a close family member or friend that says they've seen one?
Yes.
You were aware of that?
Well, basically, because I was an airline pilot for 30 years, and I've listened to so many people try and ask me whether I've seen a UFO.
Right.
And I've seen reasons people might think that. But I listened to a pilot report what he thought was a nuclear explosion. I told him to turn on his landing light because he was in a cloud, and a meteor had just gone through the cloud layer. Sure enough, that's exactly what occurred, but it makes it look like the horizon at night. Horizon to horizon.
So you were a pilot for 30 years, you were saying? And never saw anything in the skies that might have been?
No, not that couldn't be easily accounted for as being a star that's or a planet or another airplane with a light on.
Right. So when you say accounted for, it wasn't actually accounted for. It just could have been, right?
Well, that's,
Yeah, that's part of it.
we,
Well,
may, we may have a volcano on this, but it's not accounted for.
True. All right, thank you for your time, sir.
Good luck.
Have you ever in your life seen something that might have been a UFO?
I'm gonna say yeah, just because I'm pretty sure I've seen something I don't know what's flying there.
Yeah, like I'm not. Birds are getting loud. Like something that you thought that doesn't look like a helicopter or a conventional jet or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And this was in Ontario.
Yeah.
Okay. Yourself? Yeah, as well. Okay.
I would say so.
Were you with together or? No. Okay. Could you just give us a brief accounting what that was?
It was dark and I could see like a lot of shooting stars, and then one of them looked like it stopped and then went the other way.
Okay.
But
Pretty cool. Did you report it to any authorities? No. And yourself, I guess.
Yeah, it's just it was late at night. We were just bringing the horses, and it looked like a plane. It was just going that way, and then it just went that way.
Right. Quickly, eh?
Yeah,
Just
no,
reverse.
No, like turn.
Those are pretty good sightings, because the only thing we know of that can do that is a helicopter, and they can only travel so fast. So if they're going faster than a helicopter, you got to go, whoa. Okay, the second question is, anybody close to you, family member or friends, ever told you they might have seen something?
Like probably a UFO sight, but nothing.
yeah.
I didn't catch that, sorry?
Like same sort of thing I would have seen, but nothing more than that.
Right, okay. So I guess we'd have to take that as a yes, right? And yourself? Yes. And the third question is, 10% of people say they have seen a UFO. 40% of people have a close family member or friend that said they've seen a UFO. Given those numbers, do you think the mainstream media is doing enough to really look into the issue and address it and report what they find to the public?
I just feel like there's not like enough information to really report. Or else you're just getting like hearsay articles. In my opinion, maybe if there's like a good like fully captured one, like good film, yeah, obviously.
This is the problem: is that skeptics, doubters, let's call them, they say, well, where's the proof? What would they consider proof? An actual crashed UFO on their front lawn or a dead alien? Because we're not gonna see that, right? There are documents. There's plenty of documentation. There's plenty of videos, as you know, and it's still treated by the mainstream media as a joke. And you know, to people like me who've seen things many times in their lives, it gets frustrating after a while. I've been waiting for the media to start taking it seriously, and they are starting to take it more seriously in recent years. But so far, it's just you know, they're a joke. But that's why I'm out here, just getting people's opinions and see what they feel about it.
There we go.
Well, thank you for your time.
Okay.
First question is, have you ever in your life seen anything that might have been a UFO?
No.
No. Anybody close to you ever seen something that, or told you they might have seen something that was UFO?
No.
Family, friends, nobody?
No.
Okay. And 1 out of 10 people says they have seen a UFO. 40% of people have a close family member or friend that's seen a UFO, says they have. Given those numbers, do you think the mainstream media is doing enough to actually look into the issue, or are they just treating it as a joke?
I think they're treating it as a joke.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, they don't really do much about it. I mean, I've seen 1 or 2 alien movies, but they're usually not that successful.
Yeah, usually if anything's reported, they just kind of joke about it and stuff. And,
Yeah.
You know, but there has been like the Phoenix Lights, for example, where thousands of people saw it in Phoenix and got
Yeah.
video and all that. The governor came out and said, "Oh, it's all," he had a person coming wearing an alien outfit, and they made a joke about it. And then after he left office, he said, "Oh yeah, I saw it myself," you know. And it's being hidden and buried. But thinking it might have been a UFO.
No.
Never? Okay. And has anybody in your anybody close to you ever reported that they might have seen a UFO? Nobody, eh? Given the polling statistic that 1 out of 10 says they have seen a UFO, 40% of people have somebody close to them who said they've seen a UFO. Given those numbers, do you think the mainstream media is doing enough to actually address the issue, or is it just too much of a joke in there?
Personally, I would say it was a
Have you
joke.
ever in your life? Yeah. Question number 1, ever in your life seen something that may have been a UFO?
Don't think so.
You don't think so? Yourself? No? Okay. Anybody close to you, family member or friend, ever say they might have seen something that was
I haven't asked, but to my knowledge, no.
They haven't volunteered the information? You neither? Okay. I'll just quickly tell you that 1 out of 10 people says they have seen a UFO. You know, they're not sure, but maybe. 4 out of 10 people, 40%, have a family member or friend that says they've seen a UFO. And given those numbers, do you think the mainstream media, the newspapers, radio stations and all that, are they actually doing enough to look into the issue, or are they just kind of...
Well, probably not if that many people have reported seeing it. Like, I bet that if they tried hard enough, they might be able to find something.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that they're like not looking hard enough.
Those are pretty big numbers, right? I mean,
Yeah,
they
it's
should
big
actually...
numbers.
Yeah, you know, like...
It's a solid percentage.
That's right. Well, that's great. And have you in your life seen something that you thought might have been a UFO?
No.
Never yourself. Anybody close to you, family member or friend, ever report such a thing?
Not that I'm aware of.
No, they never told you about that?
No.
Polling statistics show that 1 out of 10 people says they have seen a UFO. 4 out of 10 have a family member or close friend that says they've seen a UFO. And given those numbers, do you think the mainstream media is doing enough to really look into the issue, or are they just, you know, ignoring it?
Hard to say. Very difficult.
Yeah, so you haven't seen something yourself? So
No, I haven't seen. To me,
something that might have been a UFO. Never. Anybody close to you ever report to you ever seeing something that might have been a UFO? Friends, family?
Yeah, like a couple of friends just talking about some
Friends, yeah. Okay. Was it anything convincing? Like it, you know, went 900 miles an hour? Okay. And 1 out of 10 people says they have seen a UFO. 40% of people say they have a close family member or friend that's seen a UFO. Given those numbers, do you think the mainstream media is doing enough to really address the issue?
I don't really think there's UFOs. So.
I'm sorry?
I don't really think there's UFOs around, so...
You don't, so you think the mainstream media is doing enough
Yeah,
to look into it?
yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough.
I mean, I don't know how much time is worth spending on UFOs, but...
Well, I think myself, I've seen a bunch, and I know that they're not man-made. Well, I'm pretty darn sure they're not. So, there's been mass sightings like the Phoenix Lights where there's thousands of people saw them, and then the mayor of or the governor actually admitted later that he saw them too. But I appreciate your time and having yourself a good day. Something that might have been a UFO.
No.
Nothing. Anybody close to you, family member, friend, ever say they might have seen something?
Not that I know of.
Not that you know of. Okay, nobody volunteered anything. And 1 out of 10 people says they have seen something. 40% of people have a family member or friend that said they saw something. Given those numbers, do you think the mainstream media, the newspapers and the TV stations, are they doing enough to actually look into it, or are they just ignoring it?
I'll tell you the honest truth, what I've always thought. That's just a bunch of nonsense. But I saw something on TV not long ago, and I thought, do we think we're that smart?
This is it. This is it.
So maybe we're not that smart.
I mean, one of the main reasons that people tend not to believe in them, although half of people do now, one of them, or not believe, but they suspect it's real. One of the main reasons is because Einstein told us they can't get there to here, right? Because it would take so long to travel that distance.
Einstein said a lot of things that couldn't happen.
Yeah. So that tends to make people think, oh, it's impossible because the scientists say it's impossible. But it's when people see these things for themselves doing things that conventional aircraft cannot do.
I saw something, I swear to God, within the last 6 weeks on television that kind of almost swayed me.
Yeah?
Yeah, because, and then I got thinking.
When we were kids, they were saying that, scientists were not saying that there has to be other life out there. That's changed in the last 50 years, and now they're saying, yeah, there has to be other life out there because there's just so many planets in the
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's so many planets.
It's true. Something that might have been a UFO.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Can you just quickly tell us what that was?
There's a glowing orange orb.
Glowing orange
flew
orb.
Across the sky by my bedroom window and my brother's bedroom window.
Cool.
So I was not the only witness.
Okay, so my next question is any close family members or friends that have also said they've seen a UFO? More than just that one person you mentioned? Or
just two of us at the house.
Okay, cool. And third question is, knowing what you know about, well, actually, okay, I'll tell you the stats. 1 out of 10 says they've seen a UFO. 40% have a family member or friend that's seen a UFO. Given those numbers, do you think the mainstream media is doing enough to actually look into the issue and answer any questions people have?
I don't think the mainstream media does much of anything
Yeah, good point.
beneficial for the actual masses.
Yes.
Other than keeping people ignorant.
I agree. Okay.
Somewhat dumb. So I would say no.
Okay. Excellent. Have a great day. Thank you. I've decided to try to ask individuals. I think people in a group are reluctant to really answer questions truthfully. Seen anything that might have been a UFO?
Thought I have, yeah.
You thought you might have? Okay. Can you just briefly tell us what that was?
It's just an object that flies during the climbing paths in terms of different inclines.
I probably can't hear you there.
Sorry, in terms of different inclines and declines.
Okay, so like it zigzagged? Is that what you're saying? Or?
Well, it goes on, like, comes down and goes up and like.
Okay.
Goes on it spins around and comes down on angles. So it's down and up.
Okay, and you saw this once or a few times? Or?
I saw this a few times, yeah.
A few times, and this was Ontario or somewhere else? Or?
Yeah, it's in the sky. The clouds, so it's hard to see.
Around Toronto or outside of the city?
Around Toronto, yes.
Oh, cool. And did you report it?
No, I didn't report it.
Yeah, most people don't. Most people don't. Second question is, do you have any family member or friends, anyone close to you, that has also said they might have seen something, might have seen a UFO?
Maybe, I might have.
Yeah? Anybody specific you can think of, or is just...
No, I think of.
Okay.
I don't talk to you that much.
I got family members like that too. Third question is, given what you know about the UFO phenomenon, I'll just tell you that 1 out of 10 people says they have seen one. 4 out of 10 people have someone close to them that said they saw something. Given those numbers, do you think the mainstream media, the newspapers and news stations, are they really doing enough to look into the issue and report back to us what's going on?
I don't think they are. I think it's kind of hidden. It's too much sworn secrecy.
I think so too. Something that may have been a UFO. Okay. Anybody close to you ever say that they might have seen a UFO? No. Okay. 1 out of 10 people says they have. 4 out of 10 people have a close family friend or family member who says they've seen a UFO. Given those numbers, do you think the mainstream media really is doing enough to look into the matter? No. Okay. All right. Appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good day. Have you ever in your life seen something that might have been a UFO?
No, I don't think so.
Nothing? Okay. Any family members or friends told you they might have seen something? Anybody close to you say they might have seen something? No? Okay, now given the statistic that 1 out of 10 people says they have seen a UFO, 4 out of 10 people, 40% have a family member or friend that says they saw one. Given those numbers, do you think the mainstream media is doing enough to actually look into the issue, or is it treated too much as a joke?
So what's the issue actually?
Well,
What's the issue about that?
The issue is you got 10% of the population saying they've seen these things, and yet everybody just laughs it off.
Okay, so what if they've seen them? What's the issue?
It can affect people. It can affect them.
Maybe good or bad.
Yep.
Who knows?
A lot of times bad.
Who tell you bad?
The abductees, you've heard of the abductees. Of course, they would have bad experiences. And people start to question the authority, like the government authority and what the media is telling us, right? So they start to question the people in authority, which I'm sure they think is a bad thing. The authorities must think is a bad thing. So there are issues. And I think, myself, having seen these things many times, I think that the mainstream media, newspapers, and radio stations, whatever, they should look into it more. But I'm just out here gathering people's opinions, and I'm going to post them on YouTube. So it doesn't matter whether you believe it or not. It doesn't matter. Just gathering
Whether it's
statistics.
It's true or not. The thing is, if it's true, so is it in bad or good way? Bad or good way? You know what I'm saying? So it might be good, it might be bad. So.
Do you think we should know the truth? There's another question.
We should know the truth. If somebody saw that.
Yeah, like if they're hiding.
If it's true, we gotta seek the truth.
If the media or the government knows that it's true and they're not telling us, that's a bad thing or a good thing?
At this point, to be honest, because I cannot tell it's good or bad thing. I would say I was 10 in a neutral spot.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not against her.
Yeah. It doesn't. I'm just. This is my own curiosity now. If I was to find out that they've been lying to us for hiding this for 60 years, which it appears they have, over 60 years, that would really annoy me that they're lying to us. And I just find it interesting that you don't. It doesn't stir you. That you think it's okay. I'm not saying, I'm not putting words in your mouth, but yeah, it just I know a lot of people it does bother.
So why are you
them.
saying 60 years in specific?
Roswell. It was around the same time that nukes, the nuclear weapons, were first dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It was around that time, shortly after that, Roswell happened, and it was around that time that UFOs started really showing themselves to people on our planet. And I think it has something to do with a lot of people think it has something to do with nukes. Anyway, these birds are probably too loud for the recording. But yeah, so I'm just getting people's opinions, and your opinion that is you're not sure it's a good or bad thing. Fair enough. What can you say? And I appreciate.